it is. What day is it? It's Wednesday. And I'm just about to tip my tripod over. There you go. It's Wednesday. It's another cooking day. Well, cooking every day. But today is butternut squash and bacon soup. So, trusty pressure cooker, frying pan for the bacon, a nice big butternut squash that is all nicely cubed up. You can buy it frozen, you can buy it already cubed, but it's just as easy just to peel it and chop it up. So I've just chopped that up and I've washed it. In here I've got a pan with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to chuck my butternut squash in there. I'm going to go around the back of my camera, that's it. Get a little bit of salt, not too much because you'll salt your soup afterwards. And I'll put it in the oven to roast. So, not for long. You know me, there's no recipe, there's no timings. I had this originally a while ago on a Gusto box that I had, and it's just turned out to be a favourite of everybody's. But I'm doing a few things today, so as well as doing this, I promised everyone I'd make them some banana bread. So, as well as the butternut squash, you're going to need one white onion, a pepper, and a chicken stock cube, and bacon. Just popped into Lidl's, picked this up, £1.79. Their chicken wings, oh my god, their chicken wings are reduced to £1.79 a box. And I do buffalo chicken wings or I do jerk chicken wings. This week, looking at the menu board, we have jerk chicken wings tomorrow. And Friday we have Hosting pork fillets. Or as Nino would say, pork dick. And on Saturday we've got king prawn much booze, or mooch booze, and Sunday we've got beef short rib. So all week, all planned. All I need to do is put a little tiny drizzle of olive oil in my pressure cooker, just a tiny bit, and I need to chop up the onion and the red pepper. I should just get my knife. It's weird because my knives are over the other side of the kitchen. I have to walk all the way over there to go and get them. Don't keep them in the drawers. I'm too dangerous with anything that's sharp. So I'm just going to dice my onion and my pepper, and I'll be back. That's my red pepper. Just going to put my pressure cooker on, probably about 4. Put that over to one side, move that bowl, because that's for banana bread. Yeah, last night I filmed a new wig install video. That was, I think that was about 2 o'clock in the morning, because I just could not sleep. So I thought I might as well get my wig video done. I finished that about 4 o'clock. Didn't take long to do, but I decided to have a rearrange of my office. Oh, my home office, and that took a couple of hours. Oh my god. I bought a shoe rack from Amazon about 3-4 months ago, because you know my obsession with my shoes. And I just was downstairs one day, just heard a thud, and I thought, oh my god, what's that? Is it one of the kittens have jumped off the cat towel on the stairs, or you know, my son falling out of bed, you know, Sonic collapsed, telly falling off the wall, you know, that kind of stuff. When I went upstairs, my shoe rack had collapsed. No one near it, not overladen, just decided to collapse. So I was like, okay, these metal tiny little struts are ridiculous. Well, in our shed, in our big work shed, we've got a Tougher Man racking system, and we had one left over, and I thought, do you know what, that would be great for my shoes. So I had a bit of a tidy up change around so I can get that into my office in a corner. I also bought a new backdrop holder, just so when I'm filming I've got a bit of a backdrop. I've got lots of like private paperwork and notice boards and stuff like that. And every time, every time I film in there, I have to take everything off the wall. I was just like, oh, do you know what, I can't be bothered. So I bought this rack, but I don't know, it didn't look right. It looked like I'd hung up a really wrinkled sheet. So I wasn't over the moon. But I'm hoping maybe I'll sort that out tomorrow. I'm actually got back-to-back Zooms and team meetings and everything for the next 4 days. So yeah, I'm a little busy, but I will find time at night. So what you do now is you get your bacon. Now, I know a lot of the recipes cook the bacon and then in with the onion and everything like that, and then you blitz it up, but I think the bacon doesn't taste great blitzed. So what I do is I fry up a little bit of the bacon, no fat, little pan, nice and crispy, and I put it on top of the soup afterwards, and I like it that way. I mean, you can have this soup not blitzed, just have it chunky, but no, I like the smooth. I tell you what else goes really nice on it as well, crumbled goat cheese on the top, just crumbled up, just sprinkled on afterwards. Oh, that tastes so good. So that's just a bit of bacon. I've got some smaller sandwich bags. Yay! So I'm not using the great big giant duvet sized ones for smaller things. So yeah, we have a pound stretchers literally 5 minutes down the road. So, and they're only pound stretchers, £1 for a box. So I've got some sandwich bags. Get my spoon and give my peppers and the onions a bit of a stir. I won't add any extra salt to this because I will salt to taste at the end. Once my butternut squash is roasted, that will go in there with the stock cube and some smoked paprika, a little shaky of some pepper, and then in the meantime put this battering on to do my bacon. Now that's all done, the next thing I need to do is get my bread maker going so I can make some bread to go with this. So I will get that going now. Right, I'm just getting my bread ready. So this is basically strong bread flour, quick acting yeast, dried Parmesan, really finely grated, and some sun-dried tomatoes, but really dry sun-dried tomatoes. You don't want any colour yet. If you go into Lidl's, they always have these particular sun-dried tomatoes. I will get the name for you and put it in the description. And they're great, especially when they're, at the moment they're doing their around the world event, and we normally shop in Tesco's or Waitrose and Lidl's, and I absolutely love Lidl's, you know, and of course we've got a local co-op, so we're always in there, but I do love Lidl's for everything, you know, the middle at Lidl's, we all love that aisle. But yeah, it's just such a varied mishmash of cultures, which I love. And I mean, even my son today, after work, he bought some German sausage that's filled with cheese, pork sausages filled with cheese. I know, it's amazing. So that is really rough. If you can see, because that's a bit of sun-dried tomato, I don't know if you can see it, but it doesn't give the colour, which is what I want. I'll just take that off the heat. I'm just going to wash the dough off my hands. I've always got a sink full of hot soapy water. I'm obsessed with washing my hands. I've actually got a burn on my hand actually from my hair straighteners yesterday, from my hot comb, sorry. If you watch that video, you'll actually see the moment that I burnt my hand. But yeah, it was uncomfortable to say the least. And could I find my burn spray? Nope. Couldn't find it. I found my bug spray, found my bite cream, everything but my bite spray. So, not my bite spray, I'm going mad now. My burn spray. So yeah, I found everything but. Wash my chopping boards up. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I wash my chopping boards in really hot soapy water. Then I scrub them in more soapy water. And then when I've done that, I spray them with antibacteria and then wash them again. Am I over the top? Am I being overly extra? Probably, but I have OCD when it comes to germy things and stuff like that. You wouldn't think so because I have a lot of things everywhere when I'm cooking, but I organise it so I have a lot of things everywhere when I'm cooking. But yeah, I can't stand anything I think's either got like a chicken residue on it or meat residue, even if it's bacon, it just freaks me out. But I'm just getting my bread maker on. Now I've got a all singing, all dancing, brand new Ninja thing bread maker, which is amazing. And I love the bread maker that this lovely lady Lydia, Tom Cassell's other half, an absolute superstar in her own right, and the kindest people ever. Absolutely has time for you. When Carl was in hospital, she was so sweet, so kind. So I so appreciate it. But she's got a wonderful bread maker. But when I'm doing this particular sun-dried tomato and cheese one, I get out my Hanari home baker one, which is probably the cheapest of cheap bread makers that there ever is. And I don't know, it seems to do this particular bread better than my more expensive one. And if anybody knows what ninjas are like, they are more expensive. So I've put up my coffee makers. And see there, I've got my Ninja Creamy. I just bought some fruit for breakfast smoothie bowls. So yeah, stop. Select number 3. Yeah, change the colour of the bread. Yeah, the amount of bread. Basic rapid, basic mix, basic rapid, basic rapid. Yeah. Done the bread colour. There you go. Bread maker is on. The bacon is crisping up. The butternut squash is roasting. The bread maker on, it's great because this rapid setting will have a loaf of bread in 2 hours, and it's 3 o'clock now, so that will be super duper quick, ready for dinner. Okay, bacon bits done. Leave them to one side, just to wait for the butternut squash to be done. Meantime, I'll get ready to do my banana bread. Leave the peppers and onions in there for now because they're just waiting for the butternut squash to come along and play. And I'll just add in bit of sprinkles of smoked paprika, a little sprinkle of pepper. Leave the smoked paprika out just in case I need to put any more in, and I'll just grab all the rest of my stuff. Okay, for my banana bread, I'll just shut the door because the cleaner's in doing the hoovering. Right, so for my banana bread, you will need 140 grams of butter, 140 grams of sugar, 2 eggs beaten, 140 grams of self-raising flour, teaspoon of baking powder, 2 ripish bananas, I don't really bother, 50 grams of icing sugar for decoration afterwards, and a bit of water. Get your oven at 160. Now by the time I've done this, I'll be able to turn the oven down for my butternut squash, so it'll be fine. Yes, I always say I don't weigh anything, but when it comes to baking, I do. So first of all, I need to get this. When I had my cake shop, was my very first buy to celebrate having my bakery. So I do love this spatula. So it scales on. That's the bread maker saying right. 140 of butter. Now I'm not using butter, I'm using olive oil spread. Better than butter. Like I said, Carl has high cholesterol, on medication and stuff, but there's nothing wrong with making sure his diet goes along and helps with all that. This is really reasonable spread. I either buy the Morrison's olive spread. Even though Morrison's is a shop I normally go to, as I mentioned earlier, with supermarkets I do, but my daughter goes in Morrison's a lot, so now and again I will either get her to pick me up something in Morrison's, or I will nip in and get a few bits so she gets the points. So that's 140 grams of butter in there for olive oil spread. Put that straight back in the fridge because the kitchen is rather warm, and all that will happen is it will melt. I'll just dry up my spoon and spatula holder from this morning, because then I can put that on there and it doesn't get everywhere. Then I need to add in my sugar, which is 140 grams of sugar. Can use caster sugar, can use brown sugar, can use any sugar. I'm actually just going to use some granulated white sugar because that's what I have handy. So 140 of sugar. There you go. Put that in there, and then get out my. Now I was going to get out my my KitchenAid, but actually I've already put it in that bowl. There's no point in tipping it out of that bowl. I put it in my KitchenAid. So I will just use my little handheld mixer quickly that I've had for donkey's years. I do have an actual professional cake oven in my kitchen, so things like banana breads, when I do make big cakes, will go in my cake oven, not in my food oven. So yeah, I was going to put it in there once butternut squash is finished, but I might stick it in the cake oven. It does a lot quicker because it's a 4-fan turbo oven. I can quickly take you over. So that is my cake oven. So I do keep all of my tins and specific measuring stuff in there. Like I said, I still do personalised cakes and models and stuff for friends and family. My lovely, I call her my adopted daughter, and I'm sure her mum won't mind, Cassie, and her fiance Kieran. Sorry, I've seen me running around the kitchen. Fiance Kieran have got engaged, and I'm very much looking forward to doing their wedding cake. Really am. Right, we are back. So the butternut squash is roasted. It's only got a little bit of colour on it. You don't want too much colour on it. So then that all goes into my pressure cooker. Just dropped a couple of bits, including any juice that's left in there. Get those bits up, felt. Give it a mix, because I've crumbled that stock cube in there already. Then I will get a jug of water, fill that up, and then put enough liquid in to cover it. Also enough to make the soup when I blend it, because it will need liquid in it. Give it another stir. Jug over there. Let's get the lid. Lid on. Lock the lid. Always remember home economics at school, and always turn handles away. Put it back under pressure. Nice and high, and that's it. So in the meantime, while that is doing, I will carry on and cream my butter and sugar together for the banana bread. Lean that there a second. That's it. Add in the eggs. That's 2 eggs. It says beaten. I normally beat them, but I'm just not going to bother. Find my bit pot that I've put somewhere. Okay. Mix the eggs in. Them in the sink. I'll stick them in the dishwasher in a moment. Give my mixer a wipe. That's it. Put that away in the cupboard. Okie dokie. Then I need to add in a teaspoon of baking powder. Half. I need to buy some more. That's a teaspoon, because it didn't come out all in one. Straight back in the cupboard. Keep it tidy. Wash my measuring spoon up. Give it a dry. Hang that back up on the rack. Then grab my self-raising flour. Now, instead of having another bowl to measure flour, put that on there. Switch my scales on. Get my flour. For some reason I took it when I bought it and I packed it because I ran out of flour, which is unlike me, but I put my finger through the side of the bag, so hence again sandwich bag to the rescue. That's 140 of self-raising flour. You've got to be careful not to go over when you're doing it straight into the bowl. Exactly 140. Wrap that up. Fold the bag. Put that into my baking cupboard. my scales over there out the way. I'll put them away in a second. Bowl scraper. Fold in your flour. Make sure you fold it in properly. You don't want any pockets of flour being left at the bottom of your bowl. Just give that a quick mix. Fold it. You don't want to knock all the air out. You've just spent time putting in with the mixer. Like I said, I could have got my KitchenAid out for this, but it just really wasn't worth it. I'd already used the bowl. So folded in, check the bottom, no pockets of flour left. Right, it says white bananas, and yeah, everybody says that bananas are all spotty already are the best things for these, but do you know what, I don't actually think it always makes a big difference. I've got my cloth. There you go. Put that over there a minute. If I give that a wipe, I can put my spoon on from my soup that's ready. So warm in here. Taking my glasses off, so I'm blind as a bat. Just going to put my eggs away. And all nice and tidy. Okay, peel the banana. Chuck it in. Peel the other banana. Chuck that in. Then get my potato masher hanging up there. I'll scrape that off of there for a second. Squash my banana in. You know, that's quite a small, they were quite small bananas, so I will get another one. I've got some, now I call them persimmons, my daughter calls them persimmons, and I think my husband calls them personnums or something, so all different versions. I've got some of them, and I think tomorrow I might make them with some peaches I've got, and make a peach and persimmons, possums crumble. And it sounds like I do nothing but feed my family like fattening desserts, but actually I don't. I don't add sugar to like that to my crumble, and my crumble mix is actually porridge oats, and have a tiny bit of brown sugar sprinkled on the top. But no added sugar, so it means that, you know, we're not bulking on the calories. So that's my mixture for my banana bread. I will put to one side while I line my tins. So I've lined the tin and I've put the banana bread mix in, and I'm just going to go take it over to my cake oven. With a quick wipe down of everywhere. With some antibacterial spray. Bread maker's on, soup's doing. Load the dishwasher, and I'm going to sit down and have a cup of tea while that cooks, the banana bread cooks, and the bread cooks. And I'll be back when everything is done. So that has now, I've just taken it off the pressure cooker. It's all in there. And the next thing for me to do is I've got my stick blender out and to blitz it. So I have now blitzed it with the stick blender, so it's all nice and smooth. The next thing for me to do is get a spoon and taste. So this is where you can adjust all your seasoning. Yep, that definitely needs more salt. So I've just added a little tiny bit more salt in there, a bit of pepper and a bit more paprika. And that is butternut squash soup. Well, butternut and butternut squash and bacon soup. And all I'll do is when I put it in the bowls, sprinkle some bacon over the top. And that's that done. So all we need now is the bread to finish making, and we'll have dinner in a couple of hours. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy these videos. Like I said, I do want to do a cooking live. But we'll have to see. Need to get the subscribers up a bit, I think. But yeah, we'll have banana bread afterwards. But have a great day, and I shall be back tomorrow with jerk chicken wings. Bye.